Right, so funny enough, Donna asked me to speak on virtual parties. And I'm like many of you in the room, it's not my favorite type of party. So raise your hands if you're mainly a cooking show consultant. Okay. How many of you would like to be more of a virtual consultant? Myself included. Okay. So about 3 years ago, I finally decided I was going to give the virtual arena a try, but only because I felt like I was missing out on sales, missing out on the bookings, and probably a lot of consultants that could be added to my team. So I did it really just for that, and then stopped it for a little while. And I was like, well, there's so many people on my team that would probably like to try this, and I can't teach it if I don't know it a little bit myself. So that was the second reason that I decided to do it. And I'm a mom of 3 little boys. They're 11, 6, and 1. So you can imagine the craziness that's going on in my family all the time. So somebody's always running in one way or the other. So at this point in my life, I've really just got to work smarter and not harder, because I love to do my 2 cooking shows a week. But I think as my family, our family schedule gets a little crazier, it's just not going to be the smartest thing that I can do to continue. So I am totally ready to embrace, the virtual arena. So one of the things I had to learn was, because the first couple of months that I tried to do it, I was just trying to do it just like everybody else was doing. I'd take somebody else's script, run it, and I hated it. I just was not engaged with it. So what I finally realized last year was that I just needed to make it my own. I'm pretty sure I've got a little ADD or something along those lines. So after about 3 days of a virtual party, I was done. Like, I eat, sleep, and drink Pampered Chef, and I was completely over the virtual party, by about day 3. So what I did was kind of crafted my own show. So now what I do is a 2-day pre-party, and I introduce it to the host as kind of like a tailgating, You want to get everybody loosened up, get everybody to know each other, and then we're just going to do a quick and easy 3-day party, and that's exactly what I do. Instead of posting all day long, I do batch posting at 7 a.m., about 6 or 7 posts. I'm doing interactive activity midday that works out pretty good, and then we wrap up like around 7 p.m., doing back-to-back posts. Just like that. And I just do a 3-day party. Now, I'm direct ship now, so none of my parties close after the 3rd day. Typically, my sales double or more after the party is officially closed. One of the things that I've struggled with trying to figure out, like, the way Facebook is constantly changing is, your host will invite the 40 or 50 people in there, and then these folks are not seeing it. So some of the solutions, and I've just like love, I've been listening to all the trainings that I can, and I'm doing things like that. So I'm having my host message the invited people to give them the reminder. So I am getting some more participation like that. But after listening to Cammie Cruz just a few weeks ago, what I've started doing on the day before the party, so day 2 of the pre-party, is I go in and edit the title of the party that Beth's virtual party starts tomorrow. And you wouldn't believe the number of people that have joined your party this week. You guys know what I'm talking about? So that's a lot of fun. Now I'm gonna, Cammie suggested to have your host welcome those folks, but right now, until I transition a little bit more, I'm still doing that and adding a funny gift, like, Forrest Gump waving hey, and I'm welcoming everybody and reminding them to do the roll call post, and how they can order for the party. So that's been getting more engagement in there. Another thing that stressed me out completely was the tickets. I felt like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna spend like half of my week, counting up tickets. So I just got rid of the majority of my tickets. I do my drawing for what I want. I want them to fill out the survey slip, because like we mentioned before, there's so many people that you don't even know are in the party, but they're watching, and they want to, maybe they just can't purchase, and then they feel guilty for participating in the party if they're not gonna purchase. So I give them, I give a lot of weight for the drawing slip, and then for the things that I want, like the ask me questions and things like that, I'll say, hey, you're gonna get 10 extra entries for that. So I keep it super simple. If they win a game, they get an extra entry for that. So I'm looking at maybe 6 different posts, or 6 different ways that I'm going to have to do it, rather than.
But do you actually count the tickets? You're not doing that.
I kind of vaguely, figure out who.
Vaguely.
Well, you know what I do? Like somebody filled out a form, and then figure out, just a couple of things. I'm not like to a T, but I at least get the people that should be in the game. Who's got skin in the game? But yeah, that just freed, that made me enjoy my party a whole lot more, that I wasn't overanalyzing that. The other thing, but I just keep it simple. I use the home office material, but I also, like on the virtual party groups and stuff like that, I find cute engagements, I find the, games and different things like that. So I'm not constantly scouring, looking for other things. Now, how I am getting leads. So on the post about what their favorite Pampered Chef product is in my pre-party or my tailgating days, I'm finding out that they love their brownie pan, they love their deep covered baker, they love their rock crock. So I immediately messaged them, oh my gosh, Kim, do you have the most current recipes for the rock crock? And she's like, oh, I don't know. Kim, tell you what, if you'll inbox message me your email address, I'll be glad to send those to you, rather than me just sending them an inbox message that they may or may not see. It was really neat, not neat, but my baby, my 14-month-old had the flu and strep 2 weeks ago. And so in the middle of, the night or one of the evenings when I was going to announce a game, I took a little picture of the two of us on the couch, and I'm like, sorry, game's going to be announced tomorrow. This is why I love my job. I've got this going on. So someone that I'd already messaged about like the brownie pan recipes, we had a little conversation going. She sent me a message saying, oh, are you doing Tylenol and ibuprofen? So she was my friend already. And guess what? So she's giving me advice, on whatever, and guess who's booking a party with me? So I truly believe that the relationships are crucial, but what I'm getting them to do is message me rather than me message them first. So they, and then if they choose not to do that, that's okay too. I'll still probably follow up with them, but I'm getting way more success by asking them to contact me for that.
And that's just a comment, right? You're not messaging, you're commenting on.
Yeah, so the heart post that, tell us about your favorite product. So, and even if it's something so simple, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got a great recipe for that. PamperedChef.com. Let me find a great recipe for that, because I want other people sharing what they want so they can get some recipes too. So that's been really successful for me. I've only done this once, but I hope to do it again. And I'm just kind of going back, really, as personal as I try to be in my parties. I'm only done, the max I've done is 3 at a time. I'm hoping to change that, so I'm going to have to change some things because I still go live in every party at least 2 or 3 times. But it's just maybe showing the breakfast sandwich maker or the popcorn maker because I want them to see how much fun I'm having with my products. And so that's been good. But in one party, this was pretty successful. I haven't signed anybody, but I did get 2 extra bookings that I'm not sure I would have gotten. But I do groups, and so I created an event within the group to do a Q&A with Jamie. So at 8:30 on this Wednesday night, which was the last day of the party, I did a Q&A with Jamie, and I was totally prepared to be by myself. And I said, you can ask questions about, the history of the business. You can ask questions about booking your own party, products, where, I got my bar stools, I just, because they've seen my house at this point. They've, seen my cute kids and things like that. So the Q&A was kind of fun. So it was about a 20-minute. So I went Facebook Live, sitting at my desk, and I had some things that I wanted to talk about, like how Pampered Chef started back in 1980. So I was totally prepared to just start talking to my computer. And people came in and started asking questions about trips and different things like that. And somebody said in the middle of that, I think I'm going to have a party. So that definitely got an extra booking for me that I'm not sure that I would have necessarily gotten. Okay, so for those of you that are starting and trying to figure out, okay, I don't have any virtual parties, or how can I get some with, necessarily without, going through and sending all the messages, because we know that, that is one way to do it. Something I did last March, was I did a mystery host, because I used to do 2 mystery hosts a year. Every time the new products came out, I would do a mystery host at my house and provide all this food and different things like that. When you have 3 kids, it's a little harder to do that. It's much easier to leave my house than it is to clean up and drag people in. So I did a mystery host. on Facebook, and I gave away the rewards. And so I waited for what I wanted. So I waited tickets. I did give a lot of tickets away for that. So I waited for bookings for them bringing in guests and then taking information about the business. I booked 7 parties from that. Now, some of those were cooking shows, but I did grow my virtual business at that time by doing that. I think it was over $1,000, and people got to see the stuff within that. Now, another thing that we have done as a team, we've done a couple of times a mega party. So, like I led the virtual party, and we invited our team into it. They invited their guests, so they saw a good example of a virtual party. Their guests saw a virtual party, a good example of a virtual party, and we helped them to get some bookings. Something I really, really love to do is what I call like a service show. So I have on Facebook a deep covered baker and rock crock group. And so if I make a new recipe in one of those, I'll add it. So it's people that have bought, one of those items from me. So I'll add recipes and different things. And about once a quarter, I'll do a rock crock or deep covered baker workshop at my house. But last month, I decided to, because I had a lot of people that were out of town or out of state that wanted to participate in that. So I went Facebook Live, for about an hour and had people watch. And so I'm like building my online presence, and then of course talking about virtual parties and stuff like that. And just last week, actually on Wednesday before I left on Thursday to come here, about a week before, I had put out on Facebook, who has a pressure cooker? It didn't have to be the quick cooker. Who has a pressure cooker or wants to know more about pressure cooking? So I created this. I didn't tell them it was a virtual party, but it really was. My goal was not to get sales. It was to serve others. So I did, again, like a 2-day intro. I did a 3-day kind of like party, but it was really information. So day 1, I used the Pampered Chef blog. There's like 5 different articles on there about how to clean your pressure cooker, how, the do's and don'ts, different things like that. And people loved it. Day 2, it was all about them sharing their favorite recipes for using their pressure cooker. And what it had to be was something they had used or something they had made. I didn't want, Pinterest fails coming in and, sharing. I wanted something they had personally made. And then on Wednesday, I did a live pressure cooker demonstration. So I had 3 different pressure cookers there. Made ribs. I made the little egg cups. We did steamed eggs, the chicken salsa, or the salsa chicken, and then one other pasta dish. And then I made the cheesecake ahead of time. And then I did a survey at the end. And then I had, people were like, yes, you gave me 70 ideas, this, that, and the other. But the beautiful thing about that was there were tons of people that were not in my Pampered Chef world, because I've got school friends, I've got neighbors, different people like that either came or watched online. I booked 2 parties with people I've not even met yet. And then, one of like a neighbor that has never been in my Pampered Chef world. So, I thought that was kind of neat. So, but for me, it felt good to be able to serve them and give them information that maybe would help them in the future. So.
Love it. Yeah, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you, so outside of do you have a VIP group?
I still just have a business page. I don't have a true
group.
VIP. Mm-hmm.
So the other 2 groups that you have are separate, the ones that you have for your, not the quick, you have a rock crock and
a rock crock and a deep covered baker group. So it's just like a closed group that anybody that buys one, I'll send them the email recipes.
They're the same. They're the same group.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I feel like
same group. Okay. And so then this other group that you just created, is that going to be your pressure cooker?
Well, I've got a quick cooker group. I've got a small quick cooker group. So everybody that's called one is in there. But then now I have 130 people that all asked to be added or were added by a guest that I would continue sharing. So I thought about merging those 2, but I want to keep my quick cooker group kind of elite because ours is a little bit different. I want to maybe offer them 10% off of these new accessories that came in. Or maybe I should do it for everybody.
Yeah.
Do you use a hosting service?
I do. I use SendShare. Yes.
On the quick cooker survey thing you did, the group, the live group, was your survey different than what you would do in a normal?
Yep, a little bit. So I asked, was this group helpful? Did it add value to whatever did you learn? What did you like most about it? would you be interested in hosting a party? Is there something more you'd like to know about the membership business? I'll be glad to share the link for that. But I've started doing just surveys for everything. Yeah.
When you did the event from the group to go live, why did you do the event from the group to go live and not just go live in the group?
I did go live in the group.
Oh,
So-
I thought you created an event in the group
Oh,
about Q&A with.
Oh, about the Q&A. Well, because I sent the reminder. Yeah, I always say, hey, don't forget tomorrow at 8:30 we're going live. But Facebook gave them a reminder. So I didn't go live in the event. I just used that as for it to pop up as a notification.
Okay, you hear that? Okay, there we go. Perfect. We were going.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
perfect.
So, and I think only one person was looking in the event, but it was really just, and it was the first time I'd done it. I was like, I'll just, throw it and see if it works. But they got a notification that morning, and then 1 hour before it started, they got a notification that the event was about to start.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Say, we're gonna do that for-
All right, any other questions?